All right, sixth grade, you're going to start off with a piece of white paper. You're going to make sure to put your name and class code on the back. All right, flip it over. I will give each of you 6 different colors, and you will have 3 of each color. So you can see I have 3 yellow, 3 red, 3 pink, 3 blue, 3 green, 3 orange. What you're going to do is take one of each of those and you are going to glue it down onto your background to fill it completely up. But you can see that these are not squares, they're actually rectangles. So make sure the longer edge is actually going to go on this shorter side. Just make sure you kind of lay them out first so you know where they go. Because they fit if I put them like that, but if I started turning them this way, you can see that there's not enough room for my orange one here, and then there would be too much room at the bottom. So just make sure you're kind of laying them out first so you know which way your rectangles are supposed to go before you just start gluing away. So now I'm gonna start gluing these down. You guys are in 6th grade, so you know that you do not need very much glue for this to work. I'm just gonna put a small little line of glue around the edge. You guys can see that it's not very much, it doesn't take very much, and it's gonna ooze out everywhere if you do much more than that. Try to do this nicely and neatly, line them up so you're not leaving any of that white space between them, and you're not leaving any white space on the corners or on the edges. If they need to overlap a little bit, maybe they're not quite perfectly fit, you can overlap them a little bit, but they really shouldn't need to. All right, now what we are going to be making are concentric circles, so you can actually set this aside for right now. What you're gonna do with the rest of these is you are going to rip these into circles. So watch what I do here. I'm gonna fold it in half. Now I'm just going to tear as big of a circle as I possibly can. Out of there we go. Set that aside. Now I have a circle here. Oops. Now I have a circle here. I'm going to close it back up and I'm going to tear another circle out of that one. So there's one circle, and I still have this piece. I'm going to close it back up and tear another circle out of it. I think I can do one more little one out of the center of this one. So you can see now I have about 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see they look a little wonky, like that does not look like a perfect circle, and that really doesn't look like a perfect circle. It's kind of hard when you're tearing. Just do your best. You can see I have 5. I want you to get at least 4 or 5 out of your papers. Don't try to do too many more than that. It'll get too crazy. Try to do 4 or 5. And I'm going to set those aside. I need to do this to all of the rest of my squares that I have sitting out here. So I'm going to fold this in half. Try to really line up those edges really well, because otherwise your circles are going to come out a little bit wonky. I'm going to tear my first one out as big as I can. All right, now that you have all of your squares torn up, you're gonna pull this back over. You actually don't need the parts of the squares or your circles that still have the square outline. We're actually not going to use those. So if you wanna go ahead and set those aside after you cut them out, or after you rip them out, I should say, that's fine. We'll set them over there because I don't wanna accidentally use them. All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start stacking them on each other. We're going to be making concentric circles, which are circles that are layered on top of each other or circles that are inside of each other. So start with one of the biggest ones. Start with my blue one. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue, find a circle, hopefully not the blue one. You guys should know not to do that one. Maybe I'll do green. All right, now I'm just going to continue to layer the different colors on top as I go, and I'll just use the smaller and smaller circles as I go. So now I'll start doing the medium circles. Just like that, you're just going to continue to layer them up and get smaller and smaller and smaller. All right, and there is my finished ripped paper concentric circles.